We are live! We are live! Welcome to Speculation Sunday on a Monday. Let's go! We got JustAskDanny in the house. Danny, how are you doing, my friend? Are you surviving this heat out of nowhere?
Yes, I'm doing very good. Thank you. Had a chance to go to the parks, and it's been hot, and it just makes me realize that we're in for a brutality summer when it comes to the heat. I already know it.
Man, are we live? Yeah, we're live. Okay. I don't know. For some reason on my phone it was like super delayed. Um do do you think we're in for like a more brutal summer going to September this year? Like, or was it always this hot in March like last year or the year, like I can't remember. Like I feel like it was cold for a little longer.
Well, we had like back to back atmospheric rivers last year, so we had like the most rain we've ever had last year. So I don't know. I think we're just like maybe we kind of got like tricked into just how much rain we had last year. And now since it's not the same, it feels different.
Yeah.
But we're always gonna have the worst in September, October. That's when we have that we typically have the 1 week in September where it's like 100 something degrees for like a whole week.
Oh, I am not ready. I am not ready. But thank you everybody for joining. I know it's Monday, but I appreciate you guys for being here. We're starting the week off strong. Well, before we get started, Danny, any content, podcast, anything you want to let people know that's on the horizon or you just posted?
Yeah, I posted a podcast not that long ago. That one's up on YouTube. We talked about it last speculation. It wasn't up quite yet, but that one's went up there. I had an issue with the video feed, but the audio essentially has been put up on it. And then I have a narrated video coming out, and another podcast will come out this week too.
Damn, let's go!
All in YouTube.
All right. There's a lot to talk about today. I'm going to jump around everywhere, and then we'll do some Q&A at some point. I want to start off with I don't know if it's the biggest news of the day, but I feel like it was a big deal because we got some reveals that I had no idea we were going to get. I didn't even want to believe that it was true at first when somebody messaged me. But the 70th merch has arrived at Disneyland World of Disney. So we got tie-dye and purple. I don't even know how to describe this color, Danny. These tie-dye purples. I want to say this word, luminescence. Luminescent. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know how to describe this color. But Disney really wants to emphasize it because it's all over.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that spirit jersey, if you go back to that, not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of the old Mystery Bay spirit jerseys.
that is so true. When Coco was like, she had her little business to literally do this exact style.
Yeah.
What do you think? How you feeling? Like, are you getting this? Like, I gotta go out and buy it. Is it whatevs? Super cool, super mid. Like, how you feeling about it all?
I'm not really a big fan of the merch, but I've said it before on here. This is not made for me, right? There's a ton of people that love it. They love that style. They love the bright colors. If anything, I really like the Corksicle cup with the with the blue lid on it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like all the other stuff, I'm not a fan of it yet. I know that Disneyland's going to have a ton of different versions of 70th stuff, so this is just like the first collection that's coming out, so I'm excited to see what some of the other ones may bring. But I know that there's a lot of people that really want this, and people do really love bright colors. It's just not something that I would want to wear specifically, but I do like um, the version. Like I do like how they're trying to play all the colors together. So like it's giving like the vibes that we've been asking for from Tokyo, where they do like these really cohesive celebrations that kind of bring in everything, like all the colors here match the logo, which match what the characters are wearing, and maybe we'll have plush that have the character outfits, etc. So they're learning to like kind of follow that pattern. So I think in that essence, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I'm not buying any of this merch. That's just how I feel. I feel like the dark, or not the dark, but the all black with the different 70th on the back. I'm more interested in that one. But for this stuff, it looks cool. I can't wait to see it in person, but I don't think it's going to win me over. Um, it is cool that they did this like magic key holder specific T-shirt, and I was like, let me look at reservations. Maybe make my way out to Disneyland today. There was no reservations, Danny. Like all of March was pretty much blocked off. That's just the way it's going to work right now. But I just wanted to bring that up. We got another thing related to Disneyland, and this one I feel we've been talking about this. I feel for a while now, but it's like official today. Official. Junior Dance Party has closed forever. It will make way for something new that will come and debut later this year. We all know who it is. I don't even really have to take a guess. Disney did tell us Bluey was going to be on its way to Disneyland Resort. Bluey's making its way to many different places. Cruise line, I think Walt Disney World and Disneyland. How do you feel about Disney shutting this down, and at the same time, Danny, Disney not telling nobody that it was the last day, because that was kind of dirty.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure the way that it was kind of debuted. I didn't even think about I didn't put two and two together like you did about Bluey.
Well, come
Disney
on.
did,
This is the
yeah,
perfect opportunity to put Blue. I'm just taking a guess, but I think it's
yeah. I
Blue.
mean, it makes sense. They could definitely do a little Bluey show in there, and it would draw like a huge crowd. So I never really liked the dance party. It's like I always thought that like Playhouse Disney Live, like or Disney Junior Live, all the stuff they had before was cool. I know it was hard because they had so many like puppet actors and actresses, and it made it difficult for scheduling and just all the people they had to hire for that. But it was such a cool show, um, the one that they had before. This was kind of like a more economical way for them to still incorporate characters from like Mickey Mouse Roadster Racers and things that were more relevant to kids nowadays, and but like in a weird kind of cheap dance party way. I just never, I don't know. I mean, I don't have kids personally, and I know a lot of people were sad that did have kids because they liked this, but I feel like if they came out with something Bluey related that was similar, like dance wise, I think kids would like it a lot more. So
Do you think Mickey stays part of this if it becomes Bluey? Like Bluey's just a section, or Bluey's
maybe,
just gonna take over? What are your
maybe,
thoughts?
but I mean, it seems like Bluey's king right now or
I
queen
know,
right
dude.
now.
Bluey is the Disney god, Disney Plus god, literally.
Yeah, she's the head of everything.
Disney Plus God Bluey. I can't wait. I hope this change is not like they wait till Christmas or something. I hope it's a summer thing. I don't know if the transition could be that fast, but yeah. Uh, Disney doing people dirty though. I feel there's a lot of parents out there that they would have gone to the last show, or at least been part of the last day. But let's keep it rolling. We got more Disney news. Disney came out with a bunch of merch today involving a Goofy movie. We got a backpack, this long sleeve, cool button up right here. We even got this magic band. Do you think this is like foreshadowing that World of Color, Happy, or whatever they're calling it, is going to be epic because it's going to have a Goofy movie in it? How you feeling, man? Are you getting more hyped?
I think they're just embracing the fact that it turns 30, and they know that the nostalgia's king when it comes to merchandise, and so they're really catering to the millennials for sure. That turned 30 along with this movie or in their 30s, and are interested in the merchandise from this. And it's definitely catered towards that audience just based on the things that they're doing for sure. Especially that
Well,
hat. I don't know if you saw that hat that gives you like power line ears.
mm-hmm. And they're doing like a some type of documentary on Disney Plus. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, the I forgot what it's called.
Not
It's like
not just a goof.
yeah, not just a goof. Yeah,
Goof Disney. Let me look that up real quick. Goof Disney Plus. Not just a goof. Man, it's not like so easy to find this information. Yeah, it will release a documentary about a Goofy movie April 7th. April 7th. We're like right around the corner for that.
yep.
Dang. I wonder how that's going to go down. I don't know what I would want out of that. I guess the voice actors just kind of giving their story on it all. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Uh, Need that magic band. The magic bands are going to be more useful now, Danny, with the new entrances at Disneyland.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten to that just yet, but when we do get to that part of the show, I'll talk more about that as well.
We got Jamie Lynn. What's up, everyone? Who's excited that Jonas Brothers are doing the 70th anniversary music? That came out of nowhere on Sunday night, of all things. Was it Disney Parks or Disneyland? Who announced that?
Yeah, and Disney Parks actually published a tweet about it, Mondo, and they
What?
on their tweet they said will perform, and that almost like leads me to believe that like the wording that they used because it was Disney Parks, like when they use the word perform, like that makes me think that like on the media day or like on the day of the kickoff, like they'll be there performing in front of the castle.
Wow.
That's what I think. Because like, why would you use that kind of verbiage?
They never used the word perform. Never. It's not a common word with the theme parks. How do you feel about do they give us like a snippet?
What does it mean for you to be recording the theme song for the 70th celebration of Disneyland? What does it mean?
I guess not. That's my first time watching the trailer, like whatever this is. Um, I'm excited. I'm not like super Joan. I'm not a Joe bro. I think that's the term. But I feel like they'll do a wonderful job. They're good musicians. I've seen them live. I think, if I'm not mistaken. How do you feel about it? You excited anymore, or is just whatever's?
I think it's all hitting the right audience they're trying to get to cater for this, right? The Joe Bros audience is like the biggest audience for Disney parks right now, and so they are definitely catering to that group of people, and they'll make something that's catchy and fun and really works well, I think, with the theme of celebrate happy. So it'll
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. Like for me, Danny, I was really thinking the Celebrate Happy was going to be like a Tokyo vibe, Disney Tokyo. But now it changes my thought on it. It's going to be more. It's going to be, I guess, Jonas Brothers. So whatever they make. Um, but we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited. To keep the conversation with Disneyland, I got to go to my Instagram real quick. We got all this news that dropped for me out of nowhere, uh, and this is very important. Everybody watching, you got to be aware of this. Tomorrow, being the 25th, Tuesday, the 25th, you'll be able to get your Paint the Night dining reservations at Plaza Inn. I don't know if it's going to be like a 6 a.m. release, 9 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't know when these things will release. But you could get your reservations, your dining package for Paint the Night. Uh, the other one, too, is going to be Donald's Tales of Adventure Buffet, right? Is that one releasing? Yeah, March 25th. Gosh, all these days. So there's two reservations dropping tomorrow. So anybody trying to do some cool dining, tomorrow's the day to get your reservation. Uh, how do you feel about this barbecue style buffet, Danny? Now that we've had some time to like let us sink in, Mickey getting the boot from a character dining where he originally
Yeah.
was.
Well,
Those are
that's a
big
good point, and I'm
moves.
I'm glad that you brought that up because no one's really talking about it yet, and I was going to talk about it on the podcast as well. But for a long time, the Disneyland Hotel has been trying to find a way to incorporate Mickey Mouse, and they haven't been able to because obviously there can only be one Mickey, right? You can't have a Mickey breakfast at the Grand and then also have one at the Disneyland Hotel because Mickey can't be the same place twice. So they have Goofy's Kitchen, right? And then way back when Paradise Pier Hotel used to be what was now the Pixar Place Hotel, they had a Donald's breakfast there. So it was Donald's breakfast, it was Mickey's breakfast, and then it was, well, technically Mickey didn't have a breakfast. It was Chip and Dale's Critter Breakfast back in the day at the Grand Californian, and then it was the Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. Um, so they've been thinking about for a really long time of changing Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. It's been a lot of rumors, but they're very specific about what characters they can use at that location just because of the iconic branding of the Disneyland Hotel. They don't want to just make it into like a princess breakfast or something because it needs to be retro iconic Disney. So that kind of leaves you with just like the Fab Five, right? So it makes sense. I feel like this is the first change that we're seeing. Like it's a way for them to incorporate new characters at the Grand and kind of give up that Mickey slot to the Disneyland Hotel. So I feel like
Oh, I see what you're
I feel like
saying.
yeah, maybe it's foreshadowing future changes over at Goofy's Kitchen becoming something else. I think one of the most popular places you can get breakfast at, or even food in general, at Walt Disney World is Chef Mickey's. Even though it's not like the best place to eat, it's still always booked out like a million miles, a million months out because everyone wants to do Mickey's dining. Like you can guarantee to see Mickey. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
technically, at Goofy's Kitchen, you might see Mickey, but it's not like a guarantee. And you could say, oh well, it is a guarantee. He'll always be there, but like technically, he doesn't have to be there because it's Goofy's Kitchen, right?
I've dined
So
where there is no Mickey. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, I've at
exactly. So
Goofy's, yeah.
so going to a place that's specifically Mickey and it's like at the Disneyland Hotel, it's a little more iconic, right? Like people weren't always looking for, storyteller's breakfast with like Mickey, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's the people don't always, it's true. Some people don't always make the connection that the Grand Californian is a Disney hotel,
Hmm.
yeah, especially if they're not, really big on Disney stuff. They just see it as a fancier hotel, and so you know now having like, at the Disneyland Hotel, they would expect a Disney themed food. So I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit potentially of a foreshadowing of maybe seeing Mickey making his way over to Disneyland Hotel, but it's interesting. I don't want to judge it until I try it. I've always loved storyteller buffets in general, but this is the Grand Californian Hotel, and it's California cuisine, and it's supposed to be arts and crafts themed, and it's weird that they're going with a barbecue. Because like when
Yeah,
I think of
totally random.
yeah, when I think
So
of
random.
like when I think of like California, I don't think of barbecue. Like I might think of that in like Texas or something, or Tennessee or something, but I don't think of California being synonymous with barbecue. So that's kind of an interesting choice, but I get it because they're kind of going with like a campfire theme for the whole style of the breakfast and the dinner. This whole cafe. So it's with the campfire, they're trying to make it aligned with barbecue, I guess. So that's kind of where it comes into play. Um, but like not having Chip and Dale, I think in I don't know. I just like there's so much Chip and Dale iconography in the Grand Californian, and then there's a thing too. Like I was showing Mondo in our tour of the Grand Californian in the areas that have been renovated of the hotel just this week, and or this last week. And the what was considered new in, I think, 2017 or 2016, when the Grand was going through its renovation, they took out the original carpet that was at the Grand Californian Hotel, and they put in a newer one that had like hidden Disney characters. It had like Chip and Dale in the carpet, like near the elevators or like the main hallway, like cornerstones. And then it had like Chip and Dale artwork and things in the rooms. And now in the newly renovated areas of the hotel, they've removed all Disney iconography. It's back to the fancier, ornate design that has really nothing to do with Disney unless you know where to look for it. There's like a tiny little hidden Mickey in the carpet, but there's no Chip and Dale anywhere. So it's like they're kind of slowly being removed a little bit as the icons of the hotel.
Yeah.
But they are still on a lot of the merch. But it is crazy that they're not going to be a part of it anyway. So, but hopefully hopefully that picture isn't like every character that's at maybe Chip and Dale do make a appearance there.
I don't know. I feel like they would have had them in the concept art, Danny.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because like Goofy's Kitchen, like the characters that go there are always rotating. Like sometimes you'll have like Mad Hatter and Alice, and then some days you'll have like Jasmine and Aladdin. Like it's so random.
What?
So, like,
Jasmine and Aladdin, Goofy's Kitchen?
Yes, 100%. I've had that.
Wow. 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is definitely an indication that we might see a Mickey themed something come to another hotel. My guess is the Disneyland Hotel, because they've been looking to change the Goofy's Kitchen restaurant for a while. So
yeah,
it's old. It's old. It needs it. So
I could see them. I could see them almost do like a 70th character dining. You know what I mean? Or some. I don't know. I feel like the Disneyland Hotel character dining is a prime location to like. It's going to be the premium one. Like you want a different experience, more money over there. I feel like it's that one. Because Goofy's Kitchen is expensive already. It's like $60, $70.
Yeah.
That is not cheap.
Yeah, that's another thing that's crazy too, is like Storyteller's Cafe now, with this change, is going to be character dining all day. So it's no longer going to have an option without characters. Right now it's just like lunch and brunch, breakfast and lunch, so brunch, that's, part of characters. And then the restaurant transitions at dinner time to, without characters, even though it's still buffet. There's options to not do buffet as well. So now it'll just be,
character dining all
with
day.
a buffet all day long, no matter what. So
is it going to be barbecue breakfast or no?
They'll probably it's going to be brunch just like it is now. So,
it'll really
when
change
you're there for
time,
brunch now,
lunch and dinner.
like right now it will, before it closed, I guess, because it's closed now. But before it closed, if you went for brunch, I just went not that long ago because I did the fall and the Christmas one, because they had the like theme. I actually have the buttons right here, so I did the fall one and the
hipster Mickey.
On both of those,
those are valuable because you will not be able to get that for who knows how long.
Exactly. So both of those though they were brunch options. So they like on the left side of the buffet they would have like the breakfast items, and on the right side of the buffet they had some more breakfast items, but then like the end of it would be like chicken tenders, macaroni and cheese, and like fries. And then as the time would start to get a little bit closer to lunch, like the right side of the buffet would change completely to like all lunch items, and then the left side would stay breakfast, but they would close like the omelet station. So I think it'll be the same. They'll have like mostly breakfast in the morning, and then it'll probably have a couple barbecue items that you want to kind of like add on. And then as the time gets like, past noon, then they'll start to transition to like full barbecue.
I'm down to do it. I'm still kind of confused when Donald's Tales of Adventure, like when does it actually open? I have no idea. Like, does it open tomorrow, Danny, with the new characters?
No. I don't know.
You could just get a reservation for this unknown date.
I do know that
That's how it's going down tomorrow.
I do know that they would like. I think what I remember hearing someone post on Twitter or something was that they were trying to make sure that Storytellers reopened when Napa Roses closes, and Napa Rose is going to be closing next month. So maybe that's why they're coming up, because the reservations will open for next month.
I see. I see. We got Big Rags, 18 months. Happy Speculation Monday. What's with all the Snow White hate? Saw it with the fam and everybody enjoyed it. Definitely not as bad as most are saying. Danny hasn't seen it. I've only seen up to the old hag part. We left. We didn't even care to finish the movie. The Snow White hate, it's brutality. I don't know the last time. I don't know what the last movie that Disney got this much hate. I almost want to say it was the last Star Wars movie. But yeah, for me, I didn't care for the acting, the pacing, the way the characters were portrayed. I never once believed it was Snow White when I watched it. Gal Gadot, I just want to say this. I, she was so bad it was good. That's how I feel. That's literally how I feel. If you watch the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, Snow White. A question I have: why didn't Snow White, the live action version, come to the theme park? That's what I want to ask Disney. Where's Snow White? Nowhere to be found for whatever reason. But I'm glad you liked it though, Big Rags. I'm not here to hate on people that liked it. It's just for me, I was like, I'd rather get a head start on Trader Joe's on a Sunday night. That's what we ended up. That was more valuable to us. What were you gonna say, Danny?
No, I was gonna say I haven't seen it yet. I didn't like. It wasn't one that I like wanted to go run out and see, but I do have like the AMC A list, so I'll probably end up seeing it for sure. I just know that like the she was very like outspoken, like way before the movie even came out, and the movie fell under like kind of really close like I don't know how to. People were kind of really just falling anything they could about this movie when they probably wouldn't have, just based on her comments. And it wasn't like one side of the society was like upset at the comments. It was like both sides were upset. Like people were saying like, sometimes we just want a good romantic story. Like what's wrong with that? Like why can't that be a thing anymore? Why does it have to be something different? And so I think that kind of made people upset. But like the reality is we all know that like if anyone's seen West Side Story or knows anything about Rachel Zegler, like they know she can sing and she's very talented, right? So I think people just had a hard time like removing their opinions of her based on what she was saying, and I'm sure she regretted saying a lot of the stuff that she said because she doesn't mean it. Like she really is, when you boil it down, she's like a huge Disney Parks fan and always has been, and she's like over there like commenting on like Disney Park blog people, you know what I mean? Like she's been watching it since the beginning. I think she was just kind of maybe speaking where she didn't necessarily, sometimes we all put our foot in our mouth. And so it just, because of those comments that she made, it really just made people hyper focus on it. And then the hate train begins. And then people just want to hate it, like just to hate it, because it's like a statement to hate it. Yeah. And so like, I think that's kind of where this movie fell victim. If it didn't have that like hate train behind it, I think people would have probably just thought it was like what Mondo said. It was probably mediocre at best. Obviously, Rachel Zegler's singing would probably be the best part of what was actually the songs of the movie.
I'm telling you, Danny, I never believed she is Snow White. Like when you watch the movie, nothing for me is like, oh, that's Snow White. Gal Gadot, like, these are some bad references, but this is like the best way I could think of it. Gal Gadot is like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, where it's just so terrible, but it's great. And that's how I felt about Gal Gadot with her acting and the way she portrayed her role. It was so bad, it was good. Like I loved it. I thought I was laughing. The whole theater the other 8 people that were in this theater, they were laughing at the movie. And we weren't the only ones that walked out. Some other people didn't. They did not come back. So it wasn't like I was the only one that walked out of the theater. Um, I just didn't care for the original Snow White, I love. It's so charming and beautiful. I was telling Jared, Danny, I feel like if they just went animated or this CGI live action ish, whatever, I feel like it would have just been better. But no, they went live action with people, and it is what it is. I haven't even talked about the dwarves, the CGI dwarves. It's just like
I just don't think there was really. I
your
don't really think
brain
there's a
doesn't
way.
want to like absorb what you're seeing when the whole CGI, and I just don't care. Snow White, and by the way, Snow White is not the only trash movie I've seen in March. There's some brutal garbage coming through in March. and I pay for AMC. I already know I'm gonna watch bad movies, but March has been really hard. Like
Yeah.
I still give it up to Companion and The Monkey. Those are 1 and 2 for my favorite movies I've seen this year.
Yeah, I just feel like
They're
the
really
movie
hard.
didn't. I just feel like the movie didn't have a chance because people were hating on everything so much beforehand. Like there, even if it was good, they weren't gonna like it. But I think it just for me personally, like we've already talked about this on the show. Like I'm just kind of over like the I haven't even seen a live action movie, and like I didn't see Mufasa. I did. I actually never even saw Lion King, like the
Yeah.
actual Lion King. Like I didn't watch Aladdin, so like I'm just personally I just don't like. I'm not interested in those. However, I am very interested in Lilo and Stitch, but just because I love that movie so much, I'll be seeing that one. but
Yeah.
um, but like the live action remakes, I think I just kind of like after I watched like I don't know, Beauty and the Beast. I think I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of done. I don't need to see like everything be one. You know what I mean?
And we're still gonna
So
get more. We have Moana. It's I don't know if it's confirmed or rumored, but we have Tangled. Uh, I don't know. Disney with the live actions. Lilo and Stitch, though, I'm gonna be there day one. That is a day one movie for sure. All right, let's keep
mhm.
moving. Enough of this Snow White talk. Uh,
Yeah, I've heard people say Maleficent was great. I never saw that. I know Peter has said Maleficent was good too, so maybe I need to go back and watch that one. But
I forgot who it
yeah,
was.
I literally missed all those. I haven't seen any
Somebody
of them.
said the old Cinderella live action was really good. Have you seen that
That
one?
was the first one. That
Oh,
was
it
the
was the
first
first
one.
one. Yeah,
It was the first one.
I can't even recall that movie. I probably for sure watched it. I just can't recall. Did you like it? Do you remember it?
It was very good. Big the movie. The thing about me is that like I'm really, 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 really big on film scores and like music from a movie. Like that's a huge part of me liking a movie. And the score from that movie is something that I listen to literally on a weekly basis. So like the music from that movie just made it. And like every actor they picked was like really, really good. Like for all the different characters, and it really just like it was like they took the movie from from Cinderella, and it just told more like beyond what you like. It was the same story, but like they told more story to it. So I
Mm.
think that's what people like kind of liked it a lot. Um, but it was good. I mean, it was the
You
first
know,
one that I can remember.
the last thing I'll say about Snow White, I don't know what it is, but I feel Wicked set this like bar from a musical aspect, and then coming into Snow White, they don't even compare at all. When I walked out of Wicked, I just wanted to hear the music again and again. Like, I don't know what it was. Was it Defy Gravity? What was the very first song, Danny, on Wicked?
The Wizard and I.
Yes, I just wanted to hear that
Well,
song.
yeah, no, it's the first song is the
Nobody
No One Wants the
moans the
Weekend.
Wicked.
Yeah, then it's Defying Gravity.
Oh, dude, the first song and the last song. I just wanted to keep hearing it. And I think a lot of people could relate to that. When they watch Wicked, all you want to do is just keep hearing the music. Snow White, I could care less to hear any of the music. I'm good. Moving on with my
Oh,
day.
you know,
Moving on with
I
my
did
day.
see in the chat, Mondo, they're saying Cruella. I did see Cruella. That one was good too. But I know some people didn't like Cruella, but I liked that one. I don't know. I thought it was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
I have no hate towards Cruella. All right, let's move on. We're gonna stay with Disney. This machine came right here. This is a AI camera self-register machine. First time we've got these, I think, ever at Disneyland Resort. What are your thoughts, Danny? These self-checkouts with AI.
Yeah, I actually quote tweeted your tweet of this and shared it on my Twitter page. And people that work at the resorts in Walt Disney World said that they're not even using them anymore.
What? So they just went away from it?
Yeah,
Wow.
they didn't. It
What?
didn't work for them. It didn't work for them. So that's, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it would work here. Like, I like the idea of it, the concept of it, and it may work here specifically better than where they were trying to implement it, like in the cafeteria at Pop Century and like All Star.
Like
Just
it'll be
because of,
too busy over there, not here?
well, no, it's because of the variety. Like, they have so much variety of different things that you can get, and that's where they were. At least the people that were replying to my tweet that I posted were saying that the issue was the cameras and the AI in the cameras. We're having a hard time detecting the different options on the tray, and they were saying maybe it would work better at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta because there aren't really all that many options. They have three different categories.
Pasta.
There's pasta, pizza, and salad. And then there's just different versions of those things that you can get with like a random dessert or drink thrown in. There's not like a huge variety at that location. So this could be really good in that aspect.
Yeah. When I saw people using this machine, it does it fast. It's just like bloop bloop, rings you up. I did see one person like it didn't ring it up correctly, but it gives you the options that you could just like, oh, I got a Powerade, and you click it in. Um, I feel like Disney is all about AI, not a secret, and this is just another implementation of that. Um, I don't know how these will work out. I don't mind a self pay machine, especially at this location, because you grab your pizza, you grab your drink, and you just pay for it and get the hell out of there. I don't know. When I saw this at work, it went fast, so that's why I was like, oh, okay, I could see why they want to do these things. But Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta is like never busy, so that's why I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
another reason why it could work there.
like
But I
try
was
putting
telling mom,
this at Rancho de Zocalo. It wouldn't work. I don't think it's gonna work, right?
yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm wondering too. And maybe this is like the test location because it's less crowded. But like I was telling Mondo, I didn't think that like this would work well with the labor unions. Like, I didn't see how they would be okay with this. So
It takes away
yeah.
jobs. And I
Mhm.
saw that's what a lot of people in the comments were saying on my Instagram post. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Uh, I I feel like as we're getting older, this stuff's gonna keep coming. I don't even know how else to say it. It's just we see it at
Yeah.
Targets, WalMarts. We
Mhm.
see it everywhere.
Yeah,
It is
Peter
what it
in the
is, man.
chat. Peter's in the chat, Mondo. He said his theory: it's tougher to train tourists, especially those from other countries around the world, to use something like this. But maybe it's easier to train locals at Disneyland that kind of go regularly, and it's not just like, hey, we're seeing it once in a vacation we do every 5 years or something like
It's
that.
totally true because, uh, like I said, they have it at Target, Walmart. Like they have these kind of stuff everywhere. That is true. I could see that because the people going to Florida, they're literally from all around the world, all around the world. Um, we got Johnny, 43 months. Thank you, Johnny. Sorry, late to this, but I'm saving my money for Lilo and Stitch and Freaky Friday. Had too many people tell that they and their kids didn't like Snow White. I just feel like Snow White is like a trigger for if you love it or hate it or you're the like everyone's triggered. Everybody. Um, Lilo and Stitch is going to be great. Freakier Friday, whatever it's called. I'm
Mhm.
excited for it. I love both those actresses. I like the first movie. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Save that money. You really need to save that money for Jurassic Rebirth, my friend. Fantastic Four, Superman. It's about to be a stacked movie summer.
And
Is there?
I was gonna say on the topic of um, AI implementation, I was at the parks on I think it was Saturday, um, and that was the day that they were testing in large groups with the cast members outside of DCA. So in the turnstiles that have been completed at DCA that are on the right side, they had them shut off. And the gates closed, and they had like a large group of, I want to say, at least 25 main entrance cast members, and they were being taught on how to use the facial recognition and the picture option for the turnstile. So I would imagine, as soon as that training has been completed, is when we start to see it roll out. Because right now, even though the turnstiles are open, they're not using any of the new stuff just yet. So,
Mhm.
but that was a good like indication that they're training now. But the cast members were like standing there, and I could see like it working. Like it looks at their face, and like they were showing the cast member like moving around, like and going down and going up like this. And no matter what, his face was always in frame. Like it didn't matter which way. So like that's kind of a good thing. Is that like I think they were showing that it doesn't matter where the guest is standing. Like as long as they're the next person and they're in front of the screen, their face will be centered in the like what's being taken or captured as their face. So they don't have to like put a tape on the ground and says like stand here or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Makes it more efficient.
just quick. Boop, boop. Melissa says, "Do I get a discount on my Magic Key since I have to be my own cashier?" Uh, it prompts you. Do you have a Magic Key? You click yes, and then you scan it under that machine. There's like a little scanner. It'll
No,
allow you to do it.
she was saying, do I get a discount on my Magic Key because I have to ring up my own
Oh,
food?
I read that completely wrong. No, no, we do not get a discount because we're rigging ourselves up. That would be nice, right? Like a 10% off every order because you rang yourself up. Um, I wanna get to this conversation. This is not anything current, but I wanted to bring it up today. What's this? Reach 100? Can I take it off? No. I asked what other Disney IP could Disney use this storytelling tool. Like, what is another like property or character that would be great to implement something like this, Danny? Is there any like top two things that come to your mind that Disney should use this for like other interactions or in a different manner or in the same kind of manner but just different character or characters? Anything come to mind on your end?
Well, they had a really great implementation of this too over at Walt Disney World. I don't know if they still do it because I haven't
Disney World
done that
had this.
experience. Well, they have that specific attraction, but they had the talking magic Mickey Mouse on Main Street. Did you ever see that, Mondo?
Talking magic Mickey Mouse?
Like he was the one that did magic tricks, and like you have to wait a really long time to meet him, but he would actually have conversations with you, like actual conversations, and it was a really really cool experience. But I think it was done in the same way where there was like someone kind of like viewing and helping with that conversation. But it was yeah, it's that one right there. And he would do little magic tricks with you and like card tricks and stuff. Um, at the Main Street Theater. It was really fun. You could even use your lightning lanes, or at the time it was Fast Pass Plus, to like use that to book this experience if you wanted to, because it would be like a 70 to 90 minute wait usually.
This is no longer right. I've never got a chance to
I
do.
don't know. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't done that. I haven't like looked over there to see what was there. When I go to the Magic Kingdom, I just like bypass all of Main Street, go to Tomorrowland. So
Uh, Disney uses that tech for Stitch in Tokyo and Paris. Universal uses it for Kung Fu Panda in Orlando. There's a Stitch implementation of this? What? Well, I asked people question, or like the question of like who would be a good choice. Some people brought up Genie. And ever since somebody brought up Genie, I was like, that's the number one. I think that's, imagine the Genie doing tricks and magic and just elaborate stuff that could go down. Some other people said like Big Hero 6 characters would be cool. The other one that somebody brought up was like, what about the Rocket? They debuted like a Rocket version of this at D23, but it just never came to the parks.
Yeah.
Is there any one or two that you could think of, Danny, that you would want?
I was gonna also say the Rocket one because that was really funny. He was like roasting people big time, and it was super funny. Like, and people had a really good time with it. Because Crush does a little bit of that too. He'll make fun of some people sometimes, or he'll like use your answer to like make you sound kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And so it's I feel like that could be really funny if they did that with Rocket. So I thought maybe that was like maybe let's try this out and see if we could do something like this in like a new expansion area of Avengers Campus.
What?
But
I never seen this, dude. Have you seen that, Daddy?
No. Mm-mm. I mean, other than I haven't been to Tokyo, but I've seen it in people's videos. So yeah.
Dude. Well, the reason I bring it up, Danny, do you think this technology might come in that new junior dance party? That's like, I was trying to wrap it all together. Do you think maybe some of this could end up at junior dance party with Bluey and whatever the hell? If it, these are all rumors, speculation. Do you think this could be something implemented to junior dance party?
Oh, Super Sammy in the chat says Olaf could be a great use of that too.
Yes, that was a great one. Dude, Olaf would have a line like crazy. You gotta interact with Olaf. I want to ask the chat, who would be a good character to bring in that style of storytelling? Man, that's crazy. Rocket at D23 was really good. I never got a chance to meet him. The line was so nuts. I would love to see Hades' version during Halloween. Yeah, that would be... Oh my gosh. Do you think that comes to whatever junior dance party thing's going to be?
Junior dance party? I mean, it could. I didn't even think about... I've never thought about this until today because we didn't really know until
I know.
they just posted about it. But, when you just said Bluey, I was just like, oh my gosh, like Bluey coming as even just a meet and greet in that location would just do wonders for it either way. But even throwing some of this technology in there, that could be fun too. Kids would really love that.
Bingo!
So either way, they didn't necessarily say that it had to be a Bluey meet and greet character situation. So
I feel the meet and greet character's too good to pass up though. This is such a long line. Bluey, I'm telling you, Bluey's a god. He's a Disney god. The streaming numbers that show does, unbelievable. Like nothing touches it. The Moana movie, I guess, but man,
yeah,
we got of Yoda. That would be crazy.
I was gonna say we have Samuel Delgado, Mondo, transitioning us into our next topic. If you're ready to leave Disney,
yeah, let's get to HHN, man. We're bouncing all over the place today. So HHN, I've never seen a hotter speculation season ever. The rumors have never been so juicy like they are this year. I know Junior had a chance to like kind of put them all together, but the newest one that has come, and it was originally from HHN 365 on Twitter. They have a podcast. They got a lot of stuff going on. Check them out. But they said Scream 5 and Scream 6 could be coming to Halloween Horror Nights, Hollywood and Orlando. you feel about Scream? Are you a Scream fan?
Um, I'm not like the biggest Scream fan, but I think it would translate really well into a maze. So in that aspect, I think it'd be fun. I'm not like a huge like I never was like a big person that like liked the movies a lot, but um, neither was I for any of the Jason movies, and those always made some really fun uh, like horror experiences too. So
Yeah, I'm excited. If Scream is a thing, it's a to me it's a brand new property. We've never had a Scream house. From what I've been told, we've only had a Scream, or we've only had Scream property on the Terror Tram. So
mhm.
for it to be a house, that's a very big deal.
And it would be terrifying.
Yeah. So I think it was our buddy HHN and stuff on Instagram who mentioned it seems like Paramount has built a relationship with Universal Studios Hollywood. Last year, we got the Quiet Place, right? Is that what it? The Quiet Place is Paramount. The Quiet Place 2, or is it Part 3? Quiet Place 2024. A Quiet Place Day 1. That's Paramount, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah, I mean it's on Paramount.
Yeah. So that was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. And there, what he was trying to say is maybe a, a, a we're seeing a relationship be built where all of a sudden Horror Nights is now doing Paramount properties for a couple of years or whatever. Kind of how we see Blumhouse has taken over Horror Nights a lot, where they're really connected. You know what I mean? And for a little while, Netflix was partnered up with HHN for a lot of years. So maybe Paramount is on the bandwagon of like doing houses now at HHN. Um, I'm all for it. I love the idea, and that it's like kind of set in the 5 and 6, which are the more newer movies. So I feel like that makes sense too. Even though the original would be awesome, but I don't think the original is Paramount, if I'm not mistaken. But man, HHN rumors are getting crazy. I love it. We got Kevin with the super chat dropping 5. Can you give tips on how to snag a reservation the night before I want to go? I'm a Magic Key holder and I want a last minute reservation, but it's booked. I would be very confident answering that question, but the honest answer is there's no solution no more, dude. There's no right answer. I don't know how to get a reservation. The reservations look like that. When I earlier in the day I was like, maybe I go to Disneyland today. All that 70th stuff dropped. I want to go check it out. I couldn't get a reservation. There was nothing. What do you think, Danny?
Well, Theme Park IQ, who's in this chat all the time and has been today, has a website that allows you to set up a reservation alert. So if it's really important for you, you can set up an alert through their website, and it'll notify you when there's reservations that become available between now and even day of. So
I think it's right here.
you could do that option. That's always an option for you. But yeah, like Mondo said, I could confidently in the past tell you that you could maybe find a reservation sometime between the hours of 9 and 12 a.m. Because that's kind of how it was last year and pretty much ever since how it's been since I've had a Magic Key. But this year it has not been that way. So reservations stay gone for good, at least lately anyway. So and then sometimes they'll release them day of, but like mid afternoon. So that's always been a thing too, lately anyway. So that's kind of the only tips I can give. But for me, I haven't been able to do a single last minute reservation at all in 2025. So
it's been brutality. All I could do is laugh. Like I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just laughing at it. It sucks.
Another thing that helps me too, which is
yeah, look at that.
a lot
March
of
is still
times.
gone.
Yeah, a
Damn,
lot of
look at
times
April. All the
it's
Fridays and
gone.
Saturdays. What? I
It's
didn't.
gone. You didn't book it. It's too late. Sorry, Mondo. I booked them all already.
No, I have Saturdays and whatever. Because I only have 2 floating reservations. My other 4 are like locked into something important. Uh,
No, I will say, uh, for March, or just in general for like reservations, a tip that I can give too, and I shared this tip with Mondo. A lot of times when you use your browser window, that like the same browser window that you've been like keeping open for it, a lot of times it can cache like the memory and it doesn't refresh it. So when I'm really, really, really trying to get a reservation that I need, I'll always, every time I try it, I'll do it on like a private browser window. So if you're using Chrome, use like the incognito mode, or if you're using Safari on the iPhone, use the private browser. And then it's basically like a fresh blank browser that doesn't have your cache on it. So it's signing in and it's like giving you fresh, like, cache on the calendar.
yeah.
So like I've done it sometimes where I've signed in on my regular browser where it saves my info and it doesn't show it, but then I've logged in on like the private browser window, and then it's available. So that helps sometimes too.
I like there when you go to like book a reservation and then the calendar pops up where you could actually choose a date. That refresh calendar little link at the top, it actually works. I just zombie refresh for whatever time, and something like days pop up randomly. Not most of the time, not the day you want, but days will pop up. I was actually doing that today because I don't have any reservation for, or I have Friday or Saturday, whenever season of the Force starts, I have. But I was trying to go tomorrow or Wednesday, and Wednesday finally opened. I was like, ah. So I got Wednesday by just refreshing the calendar like a zombie. There's no easy way. You go back to just last year. You could just stay up late, 11:30, midnight, 1 a.m. Something will open up the night before. If you're trying to go, like if I'm trying to go tomorrow, Tuesday, something will come up right at night because people cancel. But it really seems like this year, just because people are canceling doesn't necessarily mean those Magic Key reservations are going to Magic Key Pool. For all we know, when people cancel, maybe those reservations are just being allotted to tickets, and it's just the way it's working this year. It's just really rough. It's really rough. I've been very vocal. I'm not happy. It is what it is, though. It's still better to have a Magic Key than buy tickets. I'll say that much. We got Johnny Super Chat dropping 10. I wish Disney set aside a huge budget for retheme the Hyperion Theater building to Avengers. Have a stunt show. Bring Lion King. Bring to Fantasy Theater. And do something for the Golden Horseshoe, please. You're asking for too much, Johnny.
We already know what's happening to the Hyperion, and it ain't going to be a new show.
I don't think the Hyperion exists in like 5 years.
It doesn't. It's not going to exist.
It's
Yeah.
gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
But Fantasyland Theater, right next to Small World, why isn't something coming there? I think right now, with whatever Disney's doing, they've scaled back entertainment in many different forms. We just had Avenger Campus. That land's brand new. They're already, but they, what's his name? Doctor Strange. He don't got a show no more. The whole stunt show of Spider-Man, it's like I think he just flies through the air and then he's just a meet and greet. The whole stunt aspect is gone. The headquarters show I think is going to be gone soon too, just because of construction. Yeah, the Warriors of Malahe. I don't even know if that exists anymore. Man, I don't know. Entertainment. It's kind of just like parade, nighttime spectacular. That's kind of where that's where the money's going to be. We are going to have that Happy 70th parade or cavalcade kind of thing that's going on. So that'll be really cool. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, but back to HHN just for a moment. So we have Scream rumors. We also have the Terrifier rumors, which we talked about as well. Do we have any other latest rumors, Mondo, about potential IPs coming? Any rumors potentially on um, original IP houses for like other than we know like a third installment of Monstros, probably with the Doll Island, right?
I knew Junior put them all together, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. So, gosh, I needed like a post of like what are the current rumors because there's so many going on. Scream, and I'm talking about Hollywood. I could care less what's happening in Orlando. We're talking about Hollywood. Hollywood, HHN rumors. This is where things are at, and they've come from many different sources. But Junior put them all together 4 days ago. We have Scream, Terrifier, Fallout, a WWE house, Five Nights at Freddy, The Last of Us 2, Universal Monsters,
The Doll Island.
the Islands of the Dolls, Monstros Tres, probably Megan. This is the most stacked rumor. This is the most stacked rumor January through March we've ever had. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just you know how I feel. I want to get excited and amped and hyped, but like I don't know. Are we shooting for the stars here? We're aiming a little too high because like what about we get Blumhouse or you know what I mean like or just returning houses. Oh, hold on. There is one that is not on that. Oh my gosh. All right. I know I got a lot of HHN people in here. There's a returning house that got rumored. Oh my God. Poltergeist? Am I tripping? Is it Poltergeist? Poltergeist. HHN.
Someone, Jackson England in the chat, Mondo says TLOU was deconfirmed a month ago.
So The Last of Us is not happening for some reason? Okay, that's news to me. This one, I don't know where the hell these rumors are coming from, but Poltergeist. This could be a returning house. Poltergeist. I just like saying that word. Did you ever watch that movie, Daddy?
Yes.
Do you find it scary? Do you like it? How do you feel about Poltergeist?
Yeah, I think it was scary for the time. I think so. 100%. And it's definitely scary in person as a maze. Anything that's like, I think a lot of times I like the ghost themed things and like haunted themed things more so than like the extreme gore.
Yeah.
Like Terrifier, like I'm gonna go on it just because like the Terrifier franchise is like, really has a fanfare behind it and it'll be fun. But like to me, that's not always like the scariest maze. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be really gory, and they'll probably have art like jump scare you, and like specific parts of the maze. But like to me, the idea of Terrifier isn't really a scary movie. It's just gory. It's a gory movie.
Extremely gory. Extreme.
Yeah.
Not even a little. It's extreme. Yeah. I don't know what to believe. I feel I'm holding back like to go full HHN speculation on my end. Maybe I'm just waiting for a tent to go up and then I'll go HHN Mania on the channel. But I've been holding back. If I had to put my 2 cents on things, it really does sound like that Terrifier house is like pretty strong rumor. Like not I hope it comes. It sounds pretty damn strong. Like really, really strong. I'll stop there for now, but the Terrifier one really does sound very intriguing. From the little things I've heard, rumor-wise, this is all rumor. This is all rumor. Nothing confirmed. Is that Terrifier wouldn't really be based on the movies. It would just be like John Murdy's interpretation of Terrifier and kind of an original storyline or something. So I thought that was interesting because if you ask me, I consider myself a pretty damn big Terrifier fan. I want the movie. I don't want an original take or some made up stuff. I want the movie. Give me the movie stuff. It's all of those kills in the movies are so iconic, and that's what built this character was the movie. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. But I hope if Terrifier comes, I hope it's based on the movies, and if it is, it's going to be a great house. And the merch is going to sell like crazy. Art the Clown is the number one. It's a machine. It's him in the horror community, the horror world. He's an icon. He's a god. He's a horror god now. It's crazy. And I keep saying it. Something that's different about Art the Clown than these other horror icons. Art the Clown has social media. Going back to the other slashers and whatever, they don't really have social media. So that's why I feel like Art the Clown has kind of grown exponentially in such a short time because social media. Yeah. And the Terrifier franchise, they embrace social media. They're all about social media. Man, it's crazy. All right, Danny, let's keep this conversation going. I got some other stuff I want to talk about. I gotta talk, dude. We gotta hit up. We got a lot of little things we gotta hit up. It is confirmed the Halal guys. The Halal guys are coming to Universal CityWalk. This was rumored. It's official. They got the signage up and everything. This is where we had Creep Cafe, but now it is gonna be the Halal guys. How do you feel about Halal guys, Danny? Is this a favorite of yours?
No, I don't. I'm not a halal guy person. I've been to it multiple times, and each time I don't. It's not doing it for me specifically. So there was another one that was in Irvine called Philosophy, and I liked that better. Similar style food. But this one halal guys, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of it. But a lot of people are. So, and it's gonna do well. That's a given. So it's not like it's not going to do well. It's just for me. I'd rather. I'm more excited about the canes.
I had Halal guys when they kind of debuted. I almost want to say like 2016-ish or something. I don't know. It's a very long time ago. Maybe even before that. I thought it was good, and then I got it again, and I was kind of like, I don't think I like it. That's just how I felt. I never went back. And I just felt like it was like closed.
Too expensive.
The one that I went to that was Halal guy, it closed, and a Chipotle came, and it's been Chipotle at that location forever now. I don't know how the Halal guys got this deal, but congratulations. Being at CityWalk, that's a very big deal. Especially, right before summer. You couldn't ask for a better time to show up. And it adds variety, Danny. It adds variety.
Variety, they need it. They need stuff like this.
I was going to say, now they got the Raising Canes. That's still rumored. It's not official yet, but Raising Canes, that pizza place, Insomnia Cookie, which I'm still like, I don't even know about. And then this Halal guy, like, there's more stuff on the horizon too. But CityWalk's really, really turning, or not turning, but coming to life with all these new additions. If that rumor about the band Ice 9 Kills being involved, they could tie it into Art the Clown. They made a song based on Terrifier called A Work of Art. I've seen that music video. At first I was like, is this AI or something? What the hell? But no, it was all real. I've seen it. Crazy. Antonio, first super chat. Thank you. Hear me out. Replace Simpsons with Bikini Bottom. all the dining and bars could be the same, just rebranded. You know,
Very true.
I would say like I I would say there's a hope, but they kicked out SpongeBob a long time ago. He was a him and gosh, what is the star Patrick? Yeah, gosh, I haven't watched SpongeBob in forever. They kicked those characters out of Universal Studios Hollywood, like I want to say like pre-pandemic or something. It was a while ago. I don't know where the hell they are, but they haven't started nothing. I don't even think it's a dirt field. There's supposed to be a Nickelodeon hotel that was coming on Harbor Boulevard, about, I don't know, a 7 to 10 minute drive on Harbor from Disneyland. It was in the vicinity of Disneyland, on Harbor Boulevard. It's by like a Raising Cane's and Target and stuff. But they've never started it. So maybe that thing got canceled. And they were supposed to go all out, everything Nickelodeon, SpongeBob, it was Ninja Turtles. All those Nickelodeon properties were supposed to land there, and it was like a water playground thing, and restaurants, and obviously hotel. But yeah, it never came to life. I drive by that area every now and then, hoping something would start. Nothing. But thank you for your super chat, Antonio. Miss Sapphire dropping us. Hi, Mondo and Danny for Universal Studio. Oh, perfect segue right here.
Perfect segue.
For the Universal Studios Hollywood summer event, do you think will involve their summer movies like Jurassic and How to Train Your Dragon? All right, we got to actually go back a while, and this is the first time I saw it. It was in March 9th from Alicia Stella. Universal filed a trademark, and they even got the logo, Universal Mega Movie Summer. Nobody knew what it was about. What could it be? What could it be?
What was your comment on it back then when you replied to her?
Hollywood or Orlando? That's if Orlando, I could care less. I'm worried about Hollywood, you know.
See, and even then, Alicia said not specified.
Not specified. Today is the day that we got some crazy news from Mouse Info on X. Woo! Woo! Universal Studios Hollywood is casting for actors to greet guests this summer as Quint and Chief Brody from Jaws, as well as new Jurassic World dinosaur handlers. Are we about to get new dinosaurs on the lower lot? Danny, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on all of this news, dude? Damn.
I love the idea of this, right? We already have a ton of anticipation for Universal Fan Fest nights, and we had that, calendar of events that Universal put out right after Disney put out theirs, that showed some sort of unnamed summer event that we just didn't know what it was yet. Does this mean, Mondo, that maybe we get a smaller kind of cavalcaded version of our own mega movie parade? That's kind of like what they got in Orlando. I know we can't really fit floats, in our situation, but maybe they could do like a little mini cavalcade that does a performance in that circular area in the upper lot.
I have to say I don't know, Danny. We don't have cavalcades at Hollywood, so
I know, but they could do one because they've done. You think about the ceremony and all that it is. It's really just a cavalcade.
That's true. Just a terrifying cavalcade. The Unknown Summer event is June 14th to August 10th. And if I can remember, the day before or the day after is How to Train Your Dragon debut, the movie debut. And I always said, I was like, maybe it's a How to Train Your Dragon summer event. A bunch of dragons come and characters come and food and whatever. Do you think Universal goes the route of bringing a Universal mega movie summer? Like, is that in the books here in Hollywood? We are the entertainment capital of the world. So it would make sense, right? Like, it would make sense.
It would. It would, and especially with, like you said, How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic, all these really iconic movies that are coming out. They're going to be, just bringing together everything that's really popular right now, including at Epic Universe. So it's like kind of all tying everything together.
Yeah, let me ask these questions. There's a couple of things in my head that I'm thinking. Do you think Mega Movie Summer is kind of like they spruce up all these lands with extra things? Maybe even the studio tour gets spruced up with a character or two, kind of thing. Do you think they go that route, or is
That's
this
what I was.
is
That's
this
kind
like
of
a
when I saw
plaza, like a plaza thing? You know what I mean? Like, what? How are you
yeah,
feeling?
when I saw the news from like the Quint thing, I was like, yeah, what if they throw in like more actors on the Jaws segment of the tour and just kind of plus up different spots, like maybe even we see a return into the Jurassic segment of the tour, and then like, but maybe it's got some decor that's more for the new movie, and it's like all this like mega movie stuff that's like things that are relevant now. So
Yeah, and for all we know, this could maybe even be a studio tour thing, right? They spruce
mhm.
up the studio tour in a character influence way. I don't know.
Yeah, Jennifer Kuna says How to Train Your Dragon layover in DreamWorks Theater instead of Panda.
Oh my Lanta! That would be a very big deal. That would be How to Train Your Dragon. Oh man, I'm all for it. I'm not trying to hate on Kung Fu Panda, but like we've had it for a long time. It's the same show. It's the same show. Which I am excited for. FanFest is gonna get uh, the new layover. Is it Jujutsu
Uh,
Kaisen?
yep. Hmm.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. I can't wait to see that come to life. I always like when they use the DreamWorks Theater for something else. Even when it was Megan, I was cool. Everything except Chucky. I take it back. Everything except Chucky. But I'm starting to think, Danny, maybe this is Hollywood because if it was Orlando, I feel like they would start already marketing this because people have to plan. You know, they gotta book a trip out there. It's not so local driven.
Yep.
Man, mega movie summer at Hollywood. It all sounds great. Uh, Maybe you guys will get flying dragons. No way. I don't believe it. You think Universal could do that, Danny? I don't think so. We're not cool like that. We
I
got
think they're too.
drones. We got drones over
I think
here.
we got drones, but I think those size drones are probably a little too loud for the stuff that needs to happen around in and around Universal.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like that dragon drone, like they're going very big spaces, like back and forth kind of thing. Uh,
Hmm.
these drones are kind of staying in like an area, like creating images in the air. Uh, Let me see. I'm just reading. Not gonna lie, I love if they change the IPs they do in FanFest next year, like Shrek and such. You never know. Maybe Shrek is part of FanFest next year. If
Maybe.
Universal can bring Max for Grinchmas, I'm expecting to see Pippet when it comes to Jaws.
Hmm.
I gotta rewatch Jaws. That's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. Probably like 5 years ago I saw it. Like again. Um, all right, let's move on. Let's move on. Is there anything on your end, Danny, that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
No, HHN was a big one for me, and so was the turnstile situation at Disneyland. So we covered all that. So I think at this point we've hit all the main topics. If we could go to a Q&A
Let's go to
if you
Q and
want to.
A. Yeah. Let's go to Q and A. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, post in the comments right now. Did you check your Venmo? Oh my Lanta. Let me see. We got my Alyssa dropping a 5. Let's go. Thank you, my Alyssa, dropping a Venmo super chat. What are your thoughts about Bobby Kim taking over VP of Creative? I'm ready for better merch. He better take good notes from the Asia parks. Also, will we get a Duffy meet and greet at Disneyland? I'm willing to wait a long line for him. That I feel like if Duffy does debut, 6 hours. I'm just gonna throw it out there. 6 hours. They'll probably virtual queue it or wristband because it'll just be too ridiculous. But let's start off with the first part. Bobby Kim, Danny, did you hear this news?
I did, yes. I did hear that news. I think you were the one that told me, Mondo, that Disney always works like years and years out with merchandise. So even with him coming on board, we wouldn't see his influence necessarily for maybe a few years.
Yes. And that's it. I talked about it a couple days ago. This is probably an incredible move. But to feel the change, I don't think it's coming anytime soon. Maybe like a 2029, 2030 kind of thing is where it's like, oh my gosh, they've changed everything. Because you got to think about it. The amount of merch that Disney puts out is unreal. Disney puts out ridiculous amount of merch day in, day out. And I don't even remember the person I talked to, but it was a very important person who told me Disney has stuff done for about 3 to 4 years. They have everything done. They know what all the merch is going to look like, all the characters, all these celebrations. They know everything. It's all done for at least 3 or 4 years. Everything's done. So that's why, like, Bobby coming is a very big deal. It's awesome. I can't wait to see what he creates, but the influence will not be felt for a very long time. Maybe I could see like some small, like a small thing get kind of tested from like his imagine or his creative, but like the bigger picture, I don't see things changing very much. That's just how I feel. What about Duffy, Danny? Does Duffy come as a meet and greet, or is Disney just going? Does Disney just put him on a paywall, character dining?
Maybe, maybe that's the case, but who knows? Who knows? It would. I feel like it's certainly primed and ready for him to come back, and maybe the test of him being in the 70th show is kind of like a let's see what people think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Duffy coming in the park with the show. I don't want to say it's even a test. I think it's just it's them committing to the character again, and I find it interesting because at Disneyland, they could have easily put Duffy in the DCA side, but they didn't. They didn't. Maybe Duffy could do meet and greets. Gosh, I don't even know. Like Small World Stairs or something? Where would Duffy go, Danny, if you had to take a wild guess?
I couldn't even guess.
I'm going to go with Small World Stairs. I think that's where they would throw Duffy.
Over there in the Small World Mall area?
Yeah. I can't really try to pinpoint anywhere else. Duffy's a big deal. I don't know how else to say it. It's a very big deal. I don't doubt that there's Duffy merch coming too. Like it would be a crime for them not to do Duffy merch. Who would have thought 2025 could be the year that Warner sells Looney Tunes in DC? If true, I hope Universal gets both. Great for the parks. I hope Universal absorbs Batman. I don't know about the other stuff, but Batman in specific. I want Universal Creative to do a Gotham Land Batman ride, animated series. Oh my God. It'd be just so damn good. What about Knott's Berry Farm? This is the week, baby! Boysenberry Festival kicks off. We should be there hopefully on the weekend. But I don't even know where to start. There's a lot of stuff to try, a lot of entertainment to see. It's probably going to be hella hot, so it's going to be kind of a challenge with that. But Boysenberry Festival at Knott's Berry Farm kicks off on Friday. and we'll have tons of content all over our social medias come that day. When do you think HHN construction is going to start with FanFest happening and using sound stages HHN uses? John Murdy said April-ish. We are in the heart of April-ish. This is it. It should be soon. I don't know how soon, but I'm expecting a May soon. Hopefully not the end of April and the beginning of April. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. So what soundstage, like
The Weeknd and where Quiet Place was. Those two.
those two are being used by FanFest?
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons at the lower lot where the Weeknd was, and then Star Trek will have its walkthrough at The Walking Dead.
Got it.
So
Okay.
they can't work on Horror Nights until FanFest is over. So we'll see. I keep saying I think if a tent comes, I think it's going to be Curious George parking lot, just because they could just clear out that area at any point and put up tents, and it doesn't really affect park operations or anything. It's in the parking lot. It's secluded. That's what I think. We got Rick. Is that Rick dropping gifted membership? What? Rick. I don't know if you're at home, but he was in Vegas. I hope you hit a jackpot, brother.
We also have a super chat from Endless Abyss that says, Mondo, Danny, what's on your wish list for theme parks, specifically Universal and Disneyland?
My wish list. Oh man. Well, I think
For Universal, I really want them to expand Wizarding World here in Hollywood. That, or I would equally weigh that as high with also doing something Universal Monsters related. So either one of those would be like top of the wish list for me for Universal Hollywood. So fingers crossed for any of those. As far as Disneyland's concerned, my only wish is for them to start construction on the parking. That's my only wish right now. I just want them to start on the new parking structure because we need parking bad. And this needs to start
everybody
happening.
keeps saying like in the morning time, and Danny could attest to it. It's taking people like an hour to hour and a half to park at Mickey and Friends. Like even if you show up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., 10 o'clock, Mickey and Friends has been very impacted because it's just been busy lately.
Yeah.
Parking would ease up a lot of things. We would have Toy Story, Mickey and Friends, and then harbor parking, whatever they're going to call it. That'd be awesome. Awesome. I have one wish. Bring the dragon back! Bring the dragon! We need a dragon! We need a dragon. A dragon. I miss it so much, Daddy. That's what Fantasmic was all about. It was about a dragon. I want the dragon. That's a very big want. For Disneyland too, I know it's obviously like beating a dead horse or whatever that stupid phrase is. People mover. When you go to Walt Disney World and you do the people mover, you're just like, this is the best ride at Walt Disney World. Like, I literally feel like that every time I do the people mover at Walt Disney World. I was like, this is the most beautiful ride at Walt Disney World. I just love it so much. It's just the views, the vibe, the beauty of like looking at the theme park from that angle. People mover at Disneyland would just be, it would go so hard. And I think it would just make so many people happy too. And if Tomorrowland does get rethemed, and it's all because of the power of Marvel and Fantastic Four, and the People Mover comes back, I'm all for it. I'm the biggest Fantastic Four fan ever. Then, if that's how it's going to be, but yeah, I don't know what the path to Tomorrowland getting a lot of investment is, other than Marvel, which is kind of weird. Like, what the hell? How are we saying that? Right, Danny? Is there any other path to a big change in Tomorrowland other than Marvel and Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I mean they could go full retro. I mean, which is Fantastic Four, but they could go full retro and theme it to really anything. Disneyland just has so many options for their Tomorrowland. I definitely feel like the way Disneyland needs to move forward with Tomorrowland is to go retro, because the retro idea of the future is always going to be futuristic, because we're
Yeah.
probably never going to reach that level. So that's going to make it feel infinitely tomorrow forever. And it also holds on to that romanticized version of the future versus like a more dystopian future, which seems to be like the popular theme nowadays. So I think that's the route either way.
Yeah. Those are my two. At Universal, our version of Dark Universe, if it's different or whatever, having Dark Universe in Hollywood, I feel like they would go bigger and badder than whatever they created in Orlando because it's Hollywood. This is where they were born. Um, Dark Universe, it would it would just be like perfection at Hollywood. I don't know how else to say it. It'd be perfection. Um, and my other wish list would be for Jurassic World to keep expanding. Uh, it doesn't need to stop with just Jurassic World the ride and the restaurants and the bar. It should keep going. We want more Jurassic. Uh, and if I was to like really put on the wish list, a Back to the Future dark ride of some sort would be insane. Uh, I don't think Universal would go Back to the Future land, but a Back to the Future ride with the technology and the money and the creative power that Universal has now, it would just be insane. It would be insane. And I don't want to be dark, but all the people that the voices and the actors, the majority, I don't know if all, but a lot of the main characters from Back to the Future are still alive. So it would be beautiful to have their voices and their talent come
Mhm.
be part of the ride. It's always cool
Yeah.
when the people are part of the ride that it's based on. Uh, let me
We
see.
got we got a chat from Our Knott's Adventure when you had brought up knots and we kind of changed subjects. She said it's only supposed to be 68 degrees on Friday, hoping that doesn't change. So right now, Friday for Boys and Mary Festival, 68. And Mondo and I will be there Saturday. It's only going to be 69. So we're not going to be there in like
Yes.
80 degrees, Mondo. It's going to
Thank
be great.
gosh. Thank
It's going
gosh.
to be like perfect shorts and t-shirt weather. No
I
sweating.
Yeah, I hope it stays like that. I hope. 80 degrees is just rough at a theme park. Um, let me see. I'm just going through the comments right now. Uh, uh, I'm just reading. Is
So
Mickey
yeah,
leaving storytellers for good? It seems like for as long as Donald's taken over, it's
it
Mickey,
seems
no
like it,
Mickey.
it seems like it's for now anyway, but they've changed. Remember, the the storyteller's character dining was Chippendale's Critter Breakfast, then it was Mickey's Fall Breakfast and Mickey's Pajama Party, and now it's Donald. So like they've changed them all. Like they could, just because it's not Mickey now doesn't mean it might not be in the future. So
Do you think we could get a Stitch layover for Space Mountain? That's what Jen's saying. We always thought it would be Wally, but dude, Stitch is like up there in regards to like popularity. It's one of the highest.
Stitch is king.
Yeah. Oh man. That is it called Hawaiian Roller Coaster? Imagine that song playing going through Space Mountain. They don't even have to do much. It's very simple, just music. I don't know how they could incorporate Stitch into the. I guess like projection mapping. I don't know, but I am not complaining. If Stitch wants to come to Space Mountain, I'm all for it. I ain't complaining. Uh, let me see. Thoughts on Jonas Brothers singing the 70th anniversary theme? We talked about it already, but we'll talk about it again. Uh, what are your thoughts, Danny?
I mean, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. We talked about it already. I think it's gonna be fun and happy, and it'll have the vibes they want.
Yeah, I think it was Jamie Lynn sent me this right here. I have I don't know what it is.
Met each other for the first time on the Disney Channel. Whether it was the early days of Camp Rock or the wild and crazy days of Jonas or John Solo. Today, we are announcing that we are joining forces with our friends at Disney again to create a new magic in the coming years. So everyone, please take a look.
Is that a new song, or this is an old song that they're playing?
That's not a new song.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what am I listening to? I don't want to get copyrighted by Jonas Brothers. I'll stop it there. All I know, Jonas Brothers are a big deal. To me, it's like whatever's. I couldn't even name 3 Jonas Brothers songs. But I all I thought was my buddy Demi. She like Jonas Brothers is her favorite band probably. So I know there's a lot of Jonas Brothers fans out there for sure happy. Imagine the space being scratched out, and it says Stitch Mountain, just like how he takes over all the IPs in the trailer. No, it'd be great. The line for Space Mountain would be nuts if it had a Stitch overlay. Oh my gosh! Any updates about Galaxy's Edge recently? Also, Fallout, Terrifier, Scream, FNAF. Hope they do it right this year if all the rumors are true. Danny, we haven't heard nothing about Galaxy's Edge, right? Because Season of the Force is Friday. And
yeah, Season of the Force is Friday.
Nothing.
We don't really. There's not really a lot of stuff that's coming that's new. There is obviously. Well, I mean, the big thing is we're gonna have the projection show, but there's no like new foods or anything. All the foods that we saw that are new are coming to Galactic Grill. We still are having special foods for Season of the Force, and of course, we're gonna have characters walking around in Galaxy's Edge we maybe don't always have all the time. So that'll be fun. And of course, we're gonna have Luke, there as well. But we don't have like details on it just yet. We just know that he'll be out at some point in the land during the kickoff of that. So it's gonna be a long day for Mondo Nights. We're gonna have to be there early enough to see Luke Skywalker, but then we're also gonna have to be there late enough to do fireworks and projection show. So I think it's a no sleep day for Mondo.
Give me a black calf coffee, 2 of them. Yeah, no, I'm excited. Season of Force, I think it's going to be awesome. The projection show, I hope, just is a home run, and it's embracing Skywalker. You know what I mean? That's really what it's about. So it has to be good. I don't know how it would be bad. I'm excited. Season of the Force is something I'm really looking forward to, and we'll be covering the heck out of it. Let me see. What snacks are you looking forward to having at FanFest? I know. FanFest debuted a couple new snacks that I didn't see on the media day. I could actually go over it real quick. I have it on my Instagram. This right here is brand new. I never saw this. It's like some type of Quidditch dessert. And that's going to be coming only for FanFest. Also, too, this corn dog with French fries, that is news to me. I don't know what that's in like correlation to, like which IP, and then some like green funnel cake. I don't know what that is. I never saw those at the media. At least I don't recall at all. This is Dungeons and Dragons. I think for me, it's really the Back to the Future stuff is what's calling my name. The Back to the Future is where like I can't wait to do everything about it.
The patty melt.
Yeah, the patty melt, the milkshake. I don't even know where they're gonna throw all this Back to the Future desserts. Like what restaurant will have this, or is it gonna be a booth or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I could show everybody. I have it on my Twitter, right here. So these are the Back to the Future foods. Um,
Some of them.
yeah,
There's a
that
patty melt one.
for sure. I'm for sure getting that. I wonder if, like, first of all, Universal don't have French fries like that. So where is that? Where are these French fries from? Yeah, that's what my thoughts were. Like, where are these French fries from? And then this like chicken pot pie or chicken dock pie. I don't know what they're gonna call it. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, Let me see. All right, I think we've hit everything that I wanted to hit.
I
Anything we
think
missed, Danny?
Well, we had that chat earlier talking about Stitch taking over Space Mountain. Stitch has already taken over the Tiki Room, and if you fast forward to 7 minutes, Mondo, 7 minutes, like you'll see the little like spike where people fast forward it to.
7 minutes.
Yeah, like seven right there. Stitch takes over the Tiki Room in Japan.
What?
So they have like a Stitch takeover, and it like crosses out the like the Stitch the Tiki or the Tiki Room logo, and it has like Stitch on it and stuff.
Is this like a new thing, or it's just,
Oh no, this is really old. Yeah.
dude? Tokyo lives on a different world than we do, man. They're just doing cool stuff always. Oh man, this is from Attractions Magazine, so credit to them. Uh, Dude, are they the only ones that got a Stitch layover like that?
We had Magic Kingdom had um Enchanted Tiki Room under new management, but I think that was like Zazu from Lion King.
Oh, that's cool
it was a
too.
takeover. Yeah, it was Enchanted Tiki Room like under new management. And that one was there for a while, but like all the purists wanted it to go back to the way it was, so it's back to normal. So
Mm. I like the Tiki Room in Florida. I like it. I like that. I just like being out of the sun. Honestly, when you're in Florida, the, the the Tiki Room hits different in Orlando. Uh, all right. Closing thoughts on everything, Danny.
oh, we had one other thing I forgot to mention. Scott Gustin actually posted it. Um, the Tiki Room will be going down for extended refurbishment. Obviously, you can tell that's based on the sign behind me. It's my favorite attraction at Disneyland. He retweeted a Laughing Place article, which I also retweeted as well. But it's essentially the iconic Tangaroa tree outside is going to be completely rebuilt in the refurbishment. So that probably also means that they'll redo or make sure at least all the animatronics in the Tiki Garden uh, will probably be working and maybe have a little bit more magical effects. Because I know a lot of times like Pele and you know the all the other gods like the rain god and the earthquake, they don't always work like during the little fun garden segment, and so like I think they're probably trying to update it and bring some more magic to it. That is part of the classic charm of the Tiki Room, so I don't hope they don't like completely change it. Maybe by rebuilding it, I hope they mean like they're just making it work again.
Was it not working? I feel like I went to Tiki Room. I don't know, like 2 months ago. It was working. So that's why I like.
It's like it works sometimes and doesn't work a lot of the time. So I think they probably are just trying to make it like consistent. It's a really old stuff. A lot of that. So
It's, some would say it's like 70 years old, Danny. How old is Tiki Room original?
I don't know. It's not original. It's in the
Tiki
'60s, but
Room Disneyland debut.
it was like 60.
63.
Yeah.
63. Dude, and it's still awesome. Still awesome. I love Tiki Room. I'm excited. I don't know how much they're gonna wall off because people want their what are they called?
Tropical Hideaway.
Tropical Hideaway. Well, no, the one that's like right in front of this.
Oh, well, they might close it. They've done that before, where they close it alongside the Tiki Room,
What?
And then
Too popular.
yeah, but they've got it right next door. You get the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
It's
that's
just that
true.
it's just that Tropical Hideaway doesn't do mobile order, but that location like only does mobile order.
I always wish Tropical Hideaway had mobile order, like just to get lumpias and like a pineapple one or something. Oh man. My Alyssa says, Danny, I know you hate Pop Mart, but did you
I
hear?
hate Pop Mart.
I don't even know what that is, but did you hear about the Dymo World Disney collab? I bought 5 blind boxes as separate transactions. It was a gamble. What does this mean? What are we talking about? Dymo World Disney collab?
No, it looks just as ugly to me as Pop Mart stuff. No,
I gotta look it up. I don't know what the heck we're talking about here.
no,
Dymo World. I'm assuming it's this right here, right?
yeah,
Uh,
nope. Just like all of the Labubu stuff, I hate the Labubu. I think the Labubus are so ugly, and people are hanging those off their like really expensive purses, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like this is you guys look ridiculous, like with these giant stuffed animals hanging off of your purse.
I
That
want
would
to
be
know what is the origins of the Labubu thing. I don't know nothing. Like I just don't get it. I think that's kind of where I stand. I don't get it. I'm not hating on it or nothing. I just don't get it. But I think that's it. I think that's it. Pop Mart is literally ridiculous. My daughter made me go to one a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, what the heck? What is Pop Mart, Danny? Could you give me some info? What the heck is this?
they just sell like toys and stuff. It's a Chinese like it started in China and you can only find them in China. And like Peter and Kitra, when they went to China and did all their videos in China, they like talked. That's the first time I ever found out about Pop Mart was when like Peter and Kitra were talking about it, because it was like Kitra was saying like, God, there's Pop Mart like literally everywhere. Like everywhere we go, there's a Pop Mart. And
It's
that
like
was the first time I had seen it. And
like
it was like it's like a store that's like that sells things that are kind of like Funko Pops, but it's more like a
this
store
gives
where
me
you
like
go.
a KB Toys vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you just go in there and you get like blind box stuff because people like all the blind boxes.
kind
So
of
like you
reminds
don't
me
know what
too
you're
of
gonna
like a
get.
Miniso. Miniso.
Yeah, it's very Miniso. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We have Pop Marts in California.
I guess so.
Oh,
Or they carry Pop Mart like stuff places.
Labubu rise in popularity because of Lisa from Blackpink. I don't even I don't know anything. I'm old. I just don't know things anymore. All right, Danny. Closing thoughts on everything, my friend. Closing thoughts.
Um, I'm excited. This weekend's a lot of debuts. We have Season of the Force. We have Luke Skywalker walking around Galaxy's Edge. We have new foods to try over at Galactic Grill. We have the projection show before the fireworks. Then we have the actual fireworks, which we don't know if they're going to include projections or not, because now that they're there,
I hope
we don't
so.
know.
Please give up.
and then and then not only that, we have the Boysenberry Festival at Knott's Berry Farm, which we'll be at on Saturday. So it's a packed weekend. And next episode of Speculation Sunday, whether it's on Sunday, Monday, whenever, maybe even we do it Saturday, because we'll just be like fresh out of like
Boysenberry will
bam,
be
bam,
purple.
yeah, we'll be like right out of Boysenberry Festival. We can talk right away about everything. We'll do Speculation Saturday or something.
Yeah.
But who knows? There's a lot to talk about, and it'll be fun to see. Like, I don't know. I'm just excited to see like what the projections look like on the spires. Like, I'm really like looking forward to that. So
Johnny says, I know what you're talking about. I have coworkers with expensive purses and they hang them on them.
it's not like I have a problem with people hanging stuff on, like, because people hang on the plushies from Disney all the time, but it's just like Labubus are ugly. Like, they're super ugly. So you're putting this like ugly thing.
I want to
like,
put
a
it out
really
there, Danny.
purse.
I want to become one of those people that has like a lot of keychains. I like that. I don't know why. I like the look.
I like a lot of.
I like the
love
keychain, but I'm talking about like the Disney ones. Like we've been getting cute keychain stuff. That's not in the Labubu world, right? That's like different.
I don't know.
Because the Labubu world got into like you could buy a pants, a sweater, designer sweater, shoes. And there's big ones, little ones. There's like a Labubu chase, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
The Arnott's Adventure Mondo said there's about 12 or 13 meal plan options for the boysenberry.
Woo!
Mondo loves to hear that.
Yeah, no, that everybody likes to hear that. Everybody has meal plan.
Speaking of, before we sign off, everyone, make sure if you are going to be going to Boysenberry Festival at all, anytime during the festival, that you log onto the website and buy your pass. I think it's before April 5th. So make sure you buy it as soon as possible, even if you're planning on going like not until like the middle of April, because you get that discount with your season pass online, that really good deal. And I don't think they do it in person because it says on the website that it's an online only deal.
Yeah.
So
Boysenberry Festival Pass. Maybe I could bring that up real quick just to show everybody. Let's see. Boysenberry Festival. Decline offer. Buy now. Am I trying to buy? What am I buying? What am I buying? How do I buy it?
You got to go to the Boysenberry Festival page.
The page. Learn more. Boysenberry Festival. I don't even see it.
It's in the spring season. And then click Boysenberry Festival. Yeah. And then you should see like the page to like.
There we go.
Buy the
Maybe if I go to buy, it'll give me the
tasting card. Yeah,
there
you get
it is. $10.
Yeah.
Super.
And it says online only when you click it.
Yeah. So save yourself $10. That's a big saving. I thought it was going to be $5.
Oh, correction. Arnott's Adventure says March 30th is only when you have to buy it with that discount. So just this weekend. So if you're buying it past opening weekend, you're not getting that discount.
Wow. Get on it. Save the $10. My closing thoughts. I can't wait for Season of the Force, Luke Skywalker, and just how he's going to interact with people, or I don't know, however they're going to do Luke Skywalker. It's going to probably have the biggest crowd ever out of any of these characters we've seen in Galaxy's Edge. I thought Mandalorian was crazy when he debuted. There was like, I want to say like 200-300 people just hovering this little area where everybody thought he was going to come out. And it was like 100 degrees. It was so hot that day, but everybody waited. Luke Skywalker and what he means to Star Wars, it's going to be a very big deal. And he's going to be walking around with R2-D2, so that's going to be really cool. It's probably the coolest meet and greet we've got at Galaxy's Edge. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see the projection show and what beautiful music will come out of that. If I can, my goal is to live stream on Friday night, the projection show, the fireworks, and then give our thoughts on it all and how it goes.
The Wi-Fi's are better in Galaxy's Edge than most places. So
yeah, compared to like Main Street or the front castle, no Wi-Fi usually. But Boysenberry Festival, I can't wait to dig in and give our opinions on what's good, what's not, and just help out everybody navigate through Boysenberry Festival. It's going to be a lot of fun. And at Universal, I just can't wait for a freaking tent to go up. And then we'll go full-blown HHN, which I just can't wait to talk Halloween every damn day. It's going to be a lot of fun. But Danny, one more time, any content or stuff coming down the line so people can know before we get out of here?
Yep, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, the 5571, or you can search JustAskDanny, whichever one. It'll come to the 5571 YouTube channel, the podcast, and the new videos go there. I'll have a new video coming up with some updates about Disneyland this past weekend, as well as a new podcast episode, which also launches there. And then you can follow me on Instagram, and Threads is mainly where I post a lot. I also post on X2, but those three are mainly the ones I post on, and they're all under JustAskDanny there.
Hell yeah. All right, Danny, thank you for your time. Awesome Speculation Sunday. Thank you guys all for joining on this beautiful Monday night. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. We'll be back on Friday for a big one. All right, everybody, smash the like button. We are firing it down, firing it down. The Cali Bay, Just Ask Danny, are calling it a day on the main host, Mondo.